the mother of Jesse here.
And Jesse is?
I'm Christy Smith, and I'm her son.
Where do you go to school, Jesse?
I go to Hawthorne Middle School.
And how old are you, Jesse?
13.
I understand both of you had a bit of an adventure on Sunday.
Yes, we did.
And explain to me why, where and why you were in the Island Park area, and it's because your husband's family has a cabin in that area. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a cabin in Island Park. It's been in the family for 40 plus years, and that's just where we've hunted. We harvest deer and elk for our main food source, and we were on a hunting adventure, first day of archery season this year. It was Jesse's very first archery hunting experience, and I've hunted for 21 years up there. But my husband walked us into the tree stand area, and so that we got in there okay and safe and sitting up in the stand, and then he took Cody grouse hunting, so Jesse and I sat in the stand.
How far up the tree was the stand?
15 feet off the ground.
And this was on Sunday afternoon or morning?
Morning. Before light, we walked in there. So we had our headlamps on each of our heads walking in there.
Okay. And how long had you been in the tree stand when you first saw something unusual?
We had probably been sitting there for 20 or 30 minutes before some cow elk came walking through, and a nice 4-point buck, but they didn't come in close enough for us to get a shot. They went on their way, and it was about 30 minutes more when we were approached by this grizzly bear. He was probably 50 yards from us when we first caught a glimpse of him.
Is he just ambling through the woods, or?
Yeah, he wasn't showing any signs of aggressiveness. He wasn't growling or snarling. I had texted my husband because it startled us. We were nervous, and so I texted him the word bear, and he texted back and said, "What kind is it, and how far away is it?" And Jesse had a black bear tag. I was trying to determine for sure which kind it was, and my husband said, "If it's a black bear, have Jesse shoot it, but if it's a grizzly, you can spray it if you feel endangered." But I was texting him that he had a big hump and big claws, probably about 2 or 3 inches long, and I knew it wasn't a black bear then. But I told Jesse I was not going to spray the bear because he wasn't showing any aggressiveness, no growling, no snarling. But I told my husband, he might be a grizz, which in fact he was. And by that time he was right under our tree stand.
So he moved right underneath where you were in the tree stand?
Oh yeah, he kept looking up like he knew we were there, but I've been told bears don't have a great sense of vision. However, their sense of smell is extremely strong.
And how long did he keep looking up the tree?
A couple different times. You can tell him what you noticed when he was on your side of the stand.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Well, I was just sitting there really, really stiff, so he wouldn't notice me, but I happened to look over the edge of the tree stand, and come eye to eye with him. It was pretty scary. Yeah. His face was huge.
Did you say anything to your mom?
He said, yeah, what did you say?
I don't remember.
I think I remember you saying, I'm done. He says, you need to call Dad. Dad needs to get here quick.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I think so. And we were both trembling pretty good. I almost dropped my cell phone when I was texting him, but we were both trembling pretty good, just trying to keep as calm as we could, but still scared at the same time. And Jesse told me he could hear the bear breathing, and we could hear every step he took, but he just kept on meandering and walking, and he didn't, it's like he knew we were up there, but he didn't have any acts of
He didn't
coming
show a
again.
tendency to try to come up the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just walked under us, and we knew he was underneath us, and it scared the crap out of us.
Yeah. I saw his rub from the day before. Yeah. So that was pretty scary.
So you guys knew they were in the area when you were out there prior to ever seeing it?
Right.
In your 21 years, is this as close as you've been to a grizzly bear in that Island Park area?
Yes. I don't care to get any closer to him. But Jesse said this is the first, that was the first day he had seen a grizzly out in the woods. And I told him that was the same for me, but I had hunted 21 years up there with my husband.
How long, and I know time is probably hard to judge, but how long do you suppose the bear was directly under your tree before it wandered off?
It felt like a while, longer than we wanted it to be, but maybe 5 minutes, maybe.
But the entire time it was like 10 or 15.
Maybe 10 minutes at the max, and I could hear he was walking away, and I turned and took a picture of him really quick as he's walking away.
Should have took a picture of him right when he was under the tree stand.
How long until your husband arrived?
It maybe 10 minutes. He was not very far, but he was calling me before I was done trembling and shaking, and so I was trembling through the phone to him, talking, and he wanted to know where the bear was, how far away, and if he'd cleared the area, because when my husband came running in, he had a can of bear spray in one hand and a rifle in another hand, only because he had a black bear tag as well, just in case. With a black bear tag, it's not with a bow only. But he was worried, and so he not being right there, he just was worried and wanted to get there to make sure we were okay.
How long when he arrived, did you come down the tree then right away, or?
Well, as soon as the bear was out of sight for about 5 whole minutes, Jesse and I lowered our bows down on the strings, and then we climbed down the ladder. And my husband was just coming in, so he gathered with us, and we hurried and picked up our stuff and quickly walked out, and I kept watching all behind us all the way back out to the truck. It was more of a bonding experience, really. It was scary. It was kind of a trust, make the safest choices that you can in a situation that you are prepared for. I mean, not that we were prepared for a grizzly to come in, but I think obviously our choices were in our favor because we're still here.
Sure. Do you have any misgivings about going back hunting in the same area?
No, no, we're gonna go right back there again.
Yep.
Our tree stands have been there for
Jesse?
years. My husband was sitting in the tree stand every morning since then, and he did not see any kind of a bear in there.
No, he's just been seeing what we wanted to see.
He's seeing the elk and the deer. It just happened to be that morning when Jess and I were sitting in there that the Grizz was calmly walking through.
There seems to be more grizzly sightings in the Island Park area. Have you talked to other people that hunt up there or have cabins up there? Have they shared that they've seen more bears? Or?
Yes, they have. It's a matter of people mistakenly leaving garbages out that is drawing bears coming into the cabin areas. So I know Fish and Game have encouraged people not to do that, and then they probably wouldn't see as many sightings of the bears around.
So Jesse, are you still hoping to get your first big game animal with a bow?
Yes. I want a big elk.
Do you have help, Dad?
Yeah. Elk, deer, and bear.
And although you've had success big game hunting, you're still looking for your first bow kill as well on a big game animal.
On a big game animal, yes. Not that I haven't had the opportunities, many chances, experiences, but grouse have been my harvest so far with a bow.
Any advice to anybody else who's going to be hunting in that area? The greater Island Park zone?
Well, the elk and the deer are definitely in there, but just make sure you're prepared for the unexpected, which we encountered, but we made the right decisions, and it's based on knowledge and making the right choices at the right moment as best as you can.
Any questions?
Yeah, just because being asked it a little differently on video, because, you know, an answer to him might not really make sense if someone else had the question that he asked.
We might just do it raw, the whole thing,
Yeah.
maybe. But yeah, if there's a question, then answer.
Well, sure, and just to have a better shot on YouTube, could you kind of tell me, like, when you were up in that, you know, that tree, like, looking down at the bear, was it hard not to look at its eyes, or can you just tell me, like, say, like, when I was up there, what was going through your head?
Well, yeah, it was kind of hard not to look into his eyes, but it was really, really scary. Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Have you guys thought about if the bear did come up the tree, what your actions would have been?
Spray him.
Yeah, we would have definitely got the bear spray out and sprayed him and did what we could on that manner of self-defense.
They didn't come to that.
Right, we just sat there and prayed that he was going to keep walking on by, which we were grateful he did.
In retrospect, is it kind of cool now, or like, exciting to, I saw bears that close, or is it still something you'd rather not be with?
It's kind of a special experience that we had with, I don't know, it was scary, but we both, he followed my lead of what I suggested we do or not do, and I was proud of him. And my husband told me he was very proud of me. He couldn't be there in the heat of the incident, but he let me know he was proud of the actions and choices that I had made for keeping both Jesse and I safe.
Yep, did good.
So as a mom, what were some of the thoughts that were going through your head during that short time?
Well, as a mom sitting there with my son, I thought this is really unlikely to happen, but it's normal for an archery hunter to be sitting in a tree stand, sitting there waiting to see what's going to walk through, what they're after to harvest. But I felt like it was cool. It was a bonding experience. It was scary, and I just prayed that we were going to be safe, and felt like somebody was watching over us. And so we just stuck together in there. It was something we're never gonna forget about.